as you move forward, I think, and I have to understand this, I know our coaches understand this, and I think our team understands this, that some of these situations, hell, they're new for me, you know? I understand that, but I also understand I'll get better from them. And I understand our team will get better from them. Our team hasn't been in that situation before, so our team will get better. The next time that arises, we'll be better because of it. And the thing I want to stress to everyone is we're building this thing.
That's Freddie Kitchens, the Browns head coach, after Sunday night's loss to the Rams. He then was back with the media on Monday, explaining his decision to not run the ball once when the Browns had the ball first and goal, down 7 with less than a minute to play, and all 3 timeouts. And, Chris, I talked about this on the radio side. I don't know that a press conference is the moment to share your inner monologue about what you may be feeling as you get used to a job that maybe you're not fully qualified for and you're learning it on the fly. I don't know that you want to broadcast that to the world. This is new to me. I don't think that inspires the confidence in the fan base that you're looking for. Because, first of all, the guy's been coaching football most of his life. Right?
Right.
And this isn't all that difficult of a decision. You get the ball first and goal. The game is laser focused at that point. Here's what it comes down to. Can you score from the 6 with 4 cracks at the end zone where time isn't a factor because you've got 3 timeouts? Go. And I don't know that the I'm new at this excuse is good enough. And even if it is good enough, I don't know that it's something that you want to tell the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's not the best look, but the big thing is it's not an excuse. And that's where I can get behind it and go, no, this isn't an excuse. This is like a real answer. He's peeling back the curtain a little bit. I respect him for that. It's not like I don't look at this and go, oh, this is horrible, this is BS, like I do with Bruce Arians, who changes his talking point from a Sunday to a Monday, and I know we'll get to that later in the show. But I think, yes, Freddie Kitchens, you know, is it the best time to be honest? Maybe not, but I think also guys on the team and people can rally around this to a degree, or I don't want to say rally around it, but can accept it because he is new, okay? And yeah, maybe he did get the job a little bit before he was supposed to, but we know why he did get the job. And he is there, and he is kind of learning on the fly, and he's admitting he made a mistake, and he's trying to take some of the blame off the players too by saying I could approach and help the players out too, and I respect that.
But why not just simply say, look, in that moment, that was the decision I thought was the right decision. I decided to keep the ball in Baker Mayfield's hands. And if he saw an opening, he always has the freedom to run in, but there wasn't one there. But we only had 4 opportunities.
Yeah.
If you run the ball, are you going to score on the running play? You're just going to tighten everything up even more, at least from the 4 or 5 yard line. You've got a little space to work your receivers through. I just think that I know that a big part of being a head coach is the ability to sit there and give answers that the media will accept and the fans will embrace. And if I'm a Browns fan, I don't know that I'm embracing, cut me some slack, I'm new at this. You were hired above anyone else who could have been hired. And there were plenty of candidates out there. And to get that job, you know, once you get, I made this point earlier, you give somebody a promotion in any other workplace, and you give them the promotion because you're believing they can do the job. And so it's time to do the job. And if you don't get the job done, you don't say, well, I'm new at this. Well, who cares? You're given this job because you're expected to be able to do the job. And in a highly competitive field like professional football, where there are many candidates out there that would have wanted that job and worked with Baker Mayfield, you can't play the I'm new at this card. And I don't buy that I'm new at this card. He called plays all last year, Chris, after the firing of Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley.
Okay, yeah. It still doesn't mean he's just like a grease, well-oiled machine and he's just like Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan or Josh McDaniels yet. You know, he's not perfect. Did we ever have a moment with Sean McVay where we're like, man, he's new at this? Or did he just jump right in and hit the ground sprinting and off he goes, and that's why he's one of the great coaches in the NFL? Well, yeah, he had a team that was awesome. He had a defensive coordinator he didn't have to worry about on that side of the ball. Okay, yeah. You know, he's not Sean McVay. He's not. You know, and again, you know, we know why Freddie Kitchens got the job. So let's not blame Freddie Kitchens. He got the job because Baker Mayfield liked him, and Cleveland knew if they lost him and he went somewhere else and had another great year as an offensive coordinator, he'd be a head coach somewhere as like an offensive quarterback whisperer type guy, and then Cleveland would have it thrown in their face. So this is a little bit of the politics of the NFL. But, could he have answered it a little more politically correct to where, yes, he doesn't give, an avenue of talking points from talking heads like you and I? Yeah, sure. But he also didn't want to shove BS down our throats with, this is what I had and this is what I wanted to do, when you made the point. There was timeouts. He knows that too. So he's just trying to kind of say, yeah, I messed up. I messed up a little bit. He should have said,
let me make one more point.
I liked my plan of attack and I liked these plays, but I think he should have said I could have thought about a different approach.
And if he really was being candid and honest and direct, that this is his inner monologue that he's sharing with us, that I'm new at this, I don't know that that's the right level of confidence either. I think he needs to be telling himself, don't second guess yourself. You made the decisions that you thought were the right decisions in the moment. I guess that's my big takeaway here is, I don't think this is something you get better at with time. You either have the instinct on when to call the right plays at the right moments and how to make the ball get from outside of the goal line, inside of the goal line. You either have that or you don't. I don't think it's something you learn with experience. Am I wrong on that?
You are. I do think you're wrong on that, because they are human beings and they get caught up in the emotions on the sidelines at times, and they lose track of, maybe the big picture at a time. So where, yeah, they do learn. I mean, I just remember, so many meetings on a Monday, even with John Gruden, who was like, yeah, that wasn't the best by me. I'm going to learn from that and I'll approach that differently next time. It's new.
Did he say that at the press conference?
No, he did not, and I get that. I know what you're saying, and yes. So is there a better way Freddie Kitchens could have explained that? Certainly, okay. But after the guy they had there last year, the press conferences are still way better, and the offense is way better, and the team's way better. And yes, it's not perfect, and they're all a work in progress in Cleveland right now.
And that's why it was critical for guys like Freddie Kitchens to work harder to get the bar lower. The bar should not be playoffs for the Browns. It is something that is going to take some time, and the explanation from Kitchens yesterday underscores that. All right, the new Browns coach, a work in progress. The old Browns coach, i.e. the Ravens coach, a guy who's been around for a while, maybe a work in progress when it comes to analytics. John Harbaugh getting criticized for going for it on fourth down, going for two excessively. He stood by on Monday a decision to go for two after a touchdown that put the Ravens behind by 11 points against the Chiefs on Sunday. Here's what John Harbaugh had to say.
Getting it to 9 gives you a much better chance of winning than taking it into overtime. And you still have a chance to do that with the second two. And if for some reason they happen to kick a field goal or score a touchdown, it also enhances your odds. So while you may think getting to 10 is the thing to do, it's the thing to do if you want to go into overtime. It's not the thing to do if you want to win the game in regulation. That's what we were trying to do.
I kind of understand that a little bit because I know it's become popular when down 14 to go ahead and go for two. And put it on a spot where you're down 6 and 7 wins the game. It's a little more convoluted to buy into that with this concept of being down 11. So let's go ahead and make it 9. So a touchdown and a field goal will win it for us. I mean, there's a point where you're too far removed from leading the game to play that chess match. I can understand it. We're down 14. We scored a touchdown. Let's go for two. We'll be down 6. A touchdown wins. This idea of, let's go for two when we're down 11 because then a touchdown and a field goal. You're asking for a lot there. You still got to get the touchdown and the field goal before any of this is relevant.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the whole day, that I don't understand. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens tried to play the Kansas City Chiefs game. They tried to out Kansas City in Kansas City, and that ain't going to happen. I don't get it. It's like they came out in the game and were like, no, we're going to show we're the greatest offense in football, and we're going to throw the ball around. Oh, it's 6-0. The hell was 7-0. We're going to make it 8-0. We're going to do. I mean, where did this come from? They didn't go for two in the first 2 weeks of the year. I just don't understand it. And I understand being aggressive to a degree. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs and their offense and all of that. But, I just don't think Baltimore is built to be in shootouts quite yet. Baltimore, their bread and butter is running the football, and I thought in the first half of the game they got away from that. They start the second half, they run the ball every play, and they smash it right down Kansas City's face and go down and score a touchdown. So I really think they got a little into, like, for lack of a better phrase, reading their press clippings about how explosive they were. And I want to say, no, you're Baltimore. Run the ball, play defense, make the game ugly. I mean, as much as we want to talk about that 2-point conversion, they had 2 miracles to make that game look respectable, or that game would have been an absolute blowout. It was a 4th and 5, chuck it up in the air. I hope my guy catches it. A 3rd and 17, throw it across the whole freaking field. Hope my guy catches it. That caught it, and they caught it, and it led to points, or that game's going to be a disaster. Baltimore and some of the decisions they made, I felt like let the game get out of hand and played right into the Chiefs' hands.
I really think the simplest explanation for what happened on Sunday from the Ravens was back when the schedule came out, they circled week 3 at Kansas City. This is our chance to go show off our offense, which is better than their offense. And we're going to show it off every chance we get. 4th down, go for 2. This isn't about analytics. This isn't about chasing points. This is about showing off Lamar Jackson and our offense and proving to everyone that our offense is better than the Chiefs.
Right.
And they didn't.
Mike,
bottom line, they tried and they didn't.
At the end of the first half, they threw the ball every play, and then you know what happened? They didn't get a first down. They gave Kansas City the ball back with 1 minute and 18 seconds left. Kansas City went down and got a field goal before the half. Just things like that where you go, man, that's not like Baltimore. I'm the biggest fan of John Harbaugh. I think he is the freaking man. I just think this is one, they went a little, like you're saying, overboard aggressive to maybe prove a point to themselves and instead of just trying to win the football game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.